Ooh, welcome man, welcome back to the channel, guys. Real quick, this is my daughter Chrysler 200. Y'all know the one I went bought for her. Guys, we mostly out of the four-door sedan business. We went and purchased this car. Now, it had some problems, guys, some known problems, okay? But I took a chance because I know pretty much everything about these. All right, and everything that was wrong with it, I have since gotten fixed. Okay, but maintenance time. Okay, yes, this one uses the algorithm that will let you know when your oil changes are due, and y'all pretty well. You should know how that algorithm work. It's based off a lot of things: load, temperature, how long you've been driving, before the light will come on and remind you that it's likely time to change your oil. So I have the drain plug out now. But what I'm gonna do now, guys, this car has like over 100,000 miles. I'm about to do a transmission drain and refill. Mind you, I didn't say a transmission flush, guys. Not a flush. I didn't say a transmission service. Okay, a service. It's hard to do a service on something like this, guys. The filter. Well, first of all, your definition of a trans service should be replace the fluid and filter. However, it is unlikely you will be able to change the filter on this because the transmission has to come out. The filter is on top of the pump. The only way to properly do a transmission service, which requires you to replace the filter and the fluid, is the transmission have to come out. All right, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to literally just change the fluid and hope for the better. Drain and refill. This is a drain plug right here, guys. Yes, you just simply open that and drain all the old fluid out. Now to refill, the refill plug is up here. Okay, it's a different strategy. I will have to use a tool to get all the fluid back in there. All right, fairly simple, guys. Nothing to it. Just a drain and fill. All right, I'm not a big fan of transmission flush, and I'm not a big fan of drain and refill. However, I'm a huge fan of transmission service. That is simply because the filter gets to come out. And as you know, well, you should know, transmission is going to break down no matter what you do. Parts inside of this transmission break down every time you drive the car. Ain't no way around that. That's inevitable. That's going to happen. But however, what you can do to help with that, or to help maintain the life or extend, let me use that word, extend the life of your transmission, you can perform maintenance by way of changing the fluid and the filter, because the filter is what's filter the trash from getting back into the transmission. And at 100,000 miles, guys, yes, some torque converter, some clutches have come apart or worn. It's simply wear. Everything has a lifespan, fellas. Everything has a lifespan. So knowing that, you got to understand that wear material, that clutch debris, is in this filter. All right, all I'm doing is trying to prolong the inevitable, prolong the life of the trans by way of changing the fluid. All right, now speaking of fluid, what fluid I'm going to use, guys? Yes, right here. All right, I'm going in with the OEM proper stuff. You can, however, however, I have been told you can use Valvoline Max Life, multi-purpose. Okay, I have been told that has been approved by. This is ZF transmission, by the way, front wheel drive, 9-speed transmission. I'm going in with the OEM stuff. That is simply because I have the OEM stuff. God, this stuff is expensive. All right. Very, very expensive. So you just got to make that call. I'm not saying you're going to go wrong by using the Valvoline. I'm just saying what I'm going back in with. All right. And it's not that I don't trust Valvoline. It's just this is what I want to use. It's a personal preference at this point. Okay, guys. So I guess I already got the oil all drained out, and I got this bolt already loose. Now, what I'm gonna do, guys, because refilling this is kind of critical, I'm gonna go back in with the exact same amount. You don't see any leaks on here. One could assume that this thing is full, still filled from the factory. All right, that's why a lot of guys have a hard time believing, why can't I check my transmission fluid? If you think about it, guys, there's no really need to check it unless you have a leak or you have problems. Okay, you can, however, have problems and still have a full transmission. There's no sign of any kind of leak ever on this car. It's 100-some thousand miles. So I want to believe that it's full. Now, it's a lengthy procedure to properly fill this transmission back, not knowing how much come out. Okay, so that's why I always tend to do this. I would simply use a bucket. Okay, use a 5 gallon, 5 liter, 1 gallon bucket, and I'm gonna catch the fluid. All right, that way I can see how much came out. All right, and I have a pretty good idea of what I'm working with going back in, as opposed to coming out raw and naked. Okay, now doing that, you literally will have to go through the lengthy. You still should go through that procedure, the refill procedure. If y'all don't know that, I got a video coming up on how to properly fill this. Guys, it's all about temperature and things like that. But again, you can avoid or get around doing all of that by merely measuring how much come out. Okay, that's the way I tend to do it. And I might even open the cooler lines out and let some drain out, let all that drain out. But I am doing a maintenance job. I told her to bring it up here and let me change the oil and get everything, look it over. They did a used car inspection when she got it from. They did a pretty good job. I looked it over. The brakes was good. I probably rotate the tires and all that good stuff, guys. So it's trying to make this car last as long. I wanted to keep her in the Chrysler family. I'm not sure she really wanted this, but it was her call, guys. Like all my family members know, I'm a fluent Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep guy. So if you go out and buy something I'm not totally familiar with, I'm hesitant to work on it. So with my family knowing that, they tend to go out and only buy Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge. I'm not putting pressure on them, guys. All I'm saying is, don't come calling me when you got some weird problems I will have a hard time trying to fix or duplicate. Because she stayed in the Chrysler family, I know everything about this, and she will likely not be charged anything for the repairs. I have the fluid filter. I have everything. It's just I'm going to be out a little labor, and I can live with that. This is my daughter, okay? Daddy duty calls sometime, guys. Even when they grown, yes, you. Plus today's Saturday. It's kind of slow. Like I said, I have the fluid, so let's get her done. All right, guys. With that being said, also I'm going to go through the computer and see if any fault code's been generated. No check engine lights, anything like that. Everything seems to be fine. She said it rides good, just like it was when it left the dealership. If y'all watched that video where we went and purchased this, yes, I drove this car until the check engine light come on. Be careful buying cars from used cars, because they will simply erase trouble codes. And you driving the car around the block on a test drive is not good enough to trigger those codes back. But I was able to do that. I was able to explain to the place what's going on. I still purchased the car, but you will have to go down on the price. So I technically got this car for a steal. I don't want to say how much, but a nice little steal. All right, guys, I got work to do. I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.